Now, I'm not here this morning to show you how strong I am. I wanted to use the elastic band as a way of showing you why it's so important on these cold winter mornings to get properly warmed up and loosened off before you play. If you take something that's essentially very elastic, but you pull it and overstretch it too much too quickly, you can really do some damage. And I see a lot of you in the winter doing the exact same thing. Straight onto the tee, first club out the bag's the driver, and you're whacking off, hitting the ball as hard as you can, and your body's not been warmed up or loosened off. Now, whilst I'm not asking you to do an aerobic workout before you tee off, it's very important that you just have some sort of warm-up routine. What you don't want to do is also just stretch statically your muscles. You want to try and warm them up so they can then loosen off, get a little bit more malleable, so then you can start to expand that stretch. So very important to get a little bit of a warm-up. Even just jumping up and down on the spot, a little bit of a jog. That'll get the heart working, get the blood pumping to the muscles and get them a little bit more ready to stretch. But from there, what I would also recommend is stretching in a dynamic way, not in a static way. I see this all too often. Straight out, touch the toes. Nothing worse than taking somebody who might have a particularly bad back and overextending the hamstrings into the lower back. You can do yourself some real damage with that stretch. So what I'd rather you did, warm up in more of a golfing way. We've seen this before, the 2-club drill. Just put the 2 clubs together. It's a slightly heavier weight. Start your swing off nice and slow, nice and short. Short swings to begin with, and then as you get a little bit looser, lengthen the swing up, back and forth, until you can work yourself up to that full swing. What you're doing here is you're warming up the muscles, you're stretching out the muscles in a very controlled way, but you're also practicing that golf swing, getting into a bit of a groove. That heavier club will help the swing come down on the right path and plane, and then all of a sudden we're up to pretty much the full swing, we're loosening it off, we're really getting those muscles a little bit stretchier, ready for that opening tee shot. And all the time you can see I'm doing this talking to the camera, so you could be talking to your playing partners, your mates, and you can be doing this just before you go on the first tee. From that nice gentle build up with the practice swing, that's when you can think, now my muscles are a little bit warmer, now I can start to stretch them. So perhaps just with 1 club, again mimicking some of the golfing movements. Little turn to the right, turn to the left, not overturning it, not the big massive turn, and as you work it up bigger and bigger, more to the type of turn you'd want in your golf swing, that's when you can start to hold the stretch. And hold the stretch. Back the other way, you can then go a little bit further, and you can start to see now the body starting to respond to being a little bit looser, a little bit warmer. The same with the arms. Stretching up to get that arm nice and long and loose. Back the other way. And again, this time you can perhaps go a little bit longer and hold the stretch. And again, hold the stretch that way. So now your body's a little bit warmer and your muscles are ready to make that first golf swing. Now you can go on the first tee with your driver, pull it out, and you've got a better chance of 1, hitting a good shot, but 2, not doing yourself any injuries. So remember, when it's cold this winter, warm yourself up before you get onto that first tee.